Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I have a what I eat in a day. This day was a very light day for me. Typically, every morning or every rising when I get up, I like to focus on hydration. I will make a hot cup of water with key lime. Key lime is really helpful for removing mucus, burning fat, boosting immunity, and hot water is great for digestion. And it as well gives you that morning bowel movement that you're looking for. So what I do is just slice the key limes, and sometimes I'll squeeze the juice out of the ends, but because the water is hot, it's deep, so you don't really have to too much worry about that. So this rising, I like to have cucumber juice just because I needed some extra hydration, and so I just opted for some cucumber because cucumber is a very hydrating fruit. It's contained of mostly water, and as you know, water is very essential for our well-being. Hydration is just very simple for our well-being. A lot of things manifest within a dehydrated state. So due to that, you want to focus on hydration. And the best time to focus on hydration is right when you wake up. So I like to juice mine with the skins off most of the time because if I do wash them, but it just makes me feel a little bit more at ease to do it with the skin off. So until I start growing my own again, I will be chopping the skin off. And in this, I'm also using a little piece of ginger that I had just for some anti-inflammatory properties and for that immunity as well. And I do save my juice pulp. I put the juice in the pulp in the freezer, and I save it for later and use it in meals or whatever I need. If I run low on something, I'll eat that. So for a snack, I had bananas, which I figured that I'm going to have to stop eating. Bananas aren't too good for me. I feel every time I find that I eat bananas, I'm really gassy and I am suffering with bloat. And this is the final meal, I believe, the lunch meal or early dinner. I like to try to eat as early as possible. Some days it's not, because if I'm working, I'll get off a little later in the day and eventually end up eating a later meal sometimes. So I'll try to have something light. But for this meal, I wanted like something that was going to give me a lot of protein and a lot of like heaviness. And I opted for a quinoa bowl. So I start off by, you can soak your quinoa and then boil it. Soak it. I would soak mine for at least 30 minutes to a couple hours and then put it in the pan to boil. Something that my nana actually taught me recently was to let the water boil with the quinoa. Mix it once, and then after you do that, turn the pot off. I turn the pot on low and then place the lid on top, and just let that simmer. But at that point, what I typically do is turn it off because quinoa, once it's hot, it'll fluff up. And I'm just chopping and getting together the ingredients that I'm going to add, which is purple onion, avocado, and I'm slicing the purple onion a little bit. I said purple onion, red onion, but it's just purple. That's why I always say purple onion. And now we're going to pit the avocado seed, and I cut off the oxidation layer just because I do eat it still, but I just cut it off for this purpose, and I just ate it separately. But what I'm going to be doing now is making a few slices and actually creating avocado, dicing the avocado. So, yes. And now with our cherry tomatoes, I'm going to just slice those up. As well as some olives. And this is a meal idea that was inspired by a friend of mine, I shall say. His name is Dr. Sabi Jr. here on YouTube. I don't know if he watches my videos, but if you do, I'm gonna give him a quick shout out. He's cool, he's dope, and he's low-key inspiring to watch. So I mess with him heavy. I hope he does more cooking videos and more videos that shines his light in a way. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm slicing some mushrooms, some baby bella, and some cilantro. And I added all of that. My phone died as I was recording, and I washed it, and I washed a little bit of arugula and added it to it as well. And that's what it looked like as I was adding my arugula. And I crunched up some seaweed. Mix it up, and then after I mix it up, I'm going to add my avocado for a little bit of creaminess. But yeah, I want to see more like videos of him showing his light instead of, in a way, focusing on other people. Coconut aminos. I used quite a bit this day. I was pretty heavy with the coconut aminos. And I like mine as kind of like a soupy base. Like, I don't know, like a stew. I don't really like my quinoa like firm or not. I don't want to say dry, but I like to have it. If you can see, it's kind of like a stew. It looks kind of like sloppy and like 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 slop. Pretty much. That sounds like a bad word, but we all know like when you talk about what slop looks like, those traditional dishes that they used to make that look just very like, what is that? But it's super good. And I'm adding a little sage to it. Something with food that I've been identifying is like less is more. So I don't season as much as you see. I just use what I need. And with this one, I used a little bit of Nigella sativa. And this is me adding the avocado, which I was talking about. But I will leave his channel link down below. If you watch his, like, if you're open to like learning a lot of information, he's very informative and super dope. I feel like I learned some things from him, and some of the stuff are already things that I know, which is appreciative as well, to get the confirmation upon certain things where it's like, okay, this is confirmation. I was thinking this and he said this. So, the alignment within the cosmos of a couple people is dope to have. It's a dope setting to have.
This is the end of side 1 of this record. Please now, turn it over for the second side. The second
And
side.
now I'm just adding it to my bowl. Recently, I've been into wood for the most part, mainly just because wood is a very grounding element, and also too, it doesn't hold on to like or emit a lot of the parabens and things that the stuff they have within the dishes now, and the pots and the pans. The non-stick pots are actually toxic, and that is what I eat in a day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was somewhat informative and helpful, and you learned some things. You learned about some people maybe, and if you'd like to see more of my channel, and if you like my energy, just give this video a like, give it a share, and subscribe to the channel for more. Thank you. Bye.